of the United Nations Chaplains Association. We founded it in 2016, and we're a professional agency. We're just committed to promoting social and economic development, crisis counseling and intervention, leadership engagement throughout the continental United States and the Caribbean as a whole. In 2016, I would say that we became a leader, a national leader in disaster management by coordinating various efforts with FEMA, the American Red Cross, and over 200 agencies. So things like the Puerto Rico, the disaster, Hurricane Maria that happened in Puerto Rico, we were getting goods onto the island 4 days after the storm. And I think we were one of the first to get a mass amount of resources that were there. And it really was a community. It was a concerted effort between multiple organizations. And so I think we've become known for our disaster management focus, expertise, if you will. But on a day-to-day basis, when there's not a disaster, we're focusing on social, economic development. And as, in fact, Sheikh, recently we've launched our first responders chaplain corps, and so I'm looking forward to getting that out in the information regarding that in the near future. But the United Nations Chaplain Association it's a Christian founded, but it's an interfaith chaplaincy, and we need chaplains who are trained, who understand how to work with those in the community in varying areas. As you know, Sheikh, there's a lot of crisis going on all around. People are losing family members, job, economic loss. We're seeing things in this world at a rate, I would say, that we've not seen before. And chaplaincy is needed. We need people to get out of the church, out of the synagogue, out of the temple, out of the hall, and to get out into the community. And so the UNCA helps mobilize imams, pastors, gurus, and everybody in between who want to actually become involved in the community.
So, do you all work with the police and the law enforcement? Because I see you have, when you say police and community engagement, you collaborate with law enforcement in doing these kind of services, I would assume. So tell us more about that.
We launched the UNC Police and Community Engagement Initiative last year, which is around June of 2020. It's one of many initiatives that we have. And at the time, we signed a memorandum of understanding with the Broward Sheriff's Office last year to help them in the areas of creating and maintaining social equity, responding to disasters, youth risk reduction, resiliency. So in that regard, keeping children out of the back of the police car in the first place, if at all possible. And so that's a focus that we've had, and in through that initiative. So that's just one of the many initiatives that we have through the chaplaincy. And so I wouldn't say that that's a core focus, but the Police and Community Engagement Initiative falls under our social and economic development discipline.
So it's a combination with police officers and community people working together.
That is correct. So law enforcement throughout the southeastern United States, South Carolina, North Carolina, not just here in South Florida, and it's bridging the gaps between community leaders and law enforcement, and creating solutions by partnering them together to solve challenges in the community at the community level. If children are fed and have access to extracurricular activities, maybe they want to learn music, coding, soccer, if we can support in getting those resources to the community ahead of time, being proactive, then we will not have to be reactive. And so the law enforcement is our eyes on the street, because they, in the case of Broward Sheriff's Office, they almost have 6,000 employees who are out in Broward County serving the 2 million people of Broward County every day. So gaining that data from them and shifting resources through them is key in working in the community. And their participation in facilitating that allows the community to know that they care more than just, they're not just there to arrest folks, but that they're actually there to support a solution to the problem. By all means, law enforcement's not responsible for doing the job of non-government organizations, healthcare. That's not their job. Their job primarily is to serve and to protect. But in doing that, they can help serve by providing us access to data that we need, collaborating with us for distributions of goods and services, and so that's what we do, and so that's one of the areas that we that's one of our, that initiative is really potent in helping many of the other initiatives that the UNCA has by leveraging law enforcement as a vehicle.
Wow.